Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Planning for Reality. I hope everyone's doing well, and I thank all of those that have been subscribing and watching my videos, commenting and liking. Thank you so much for your support and your encouragement. Today we're going to be doing our annual budget setup. So I've got my bullet journal or dot journal here, which I use for everything pretty much. And one of those things is my budget. And I've gone ahead and just set up my template to make things a little bit easier in this video. And my plan is to go through every expense or category in our life and set up a budget to see if it's going to work for us or if we need to make some further changes. I have recently made some changes to our cash envelope system, and I've been testing out our new budget here and there because we now have a mortgage as opposed to paying rent, which was a little less. And with purchasing a home comes the responsibility of, rates and water service fees and things like that. So I'm going to jump straight into it. In my template here, I've got different categories. I hope I'm making sense in this video, and I apologize if I'm not clear in my speaking or if there's something that doesn't make sense. If it doesn't and you'd like to know more, please write me a comment and I'd be happy to answer. So I haven't really pre-planned this. I'm planning this with you guys here on the channel. There are some bills and payments that are set in stone, and there are some things like our sinking funds which we can play with a little. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with our combined income, and it's important to always know what income you have before you go through and set your bills and payments, because if your income is less than your expenses, there's something not right. You need to make some changes. And I have done that in the past year. There are a lot of subscriptions that I cancelled and things that I've cut from our budget to make our income work better for us. So our income doesn't change. Both my partner and I work full time. So we do have a good income. We do have a family of 7. So although our income is relatively good, there are a lot of expenses that come along with having a larger family. So to start, we get paid $4,250 combined per fortnight. So I'm just going to put F for fortnight. So if we calculate that, I've just got my calculator here to see how much our yearly amount is. We need to put our fortnightly amount and we need to times that by 26 because there's 26 fortnights in the year. So combined, we get $110,500 per year. That could change. That could increase if we get pay rises or we get some kind of extra income. That could also decrease if something was to come up and we were to have a circumstance where one of us would have to cut back our hours or stop work. So there's always a risk involved in income. And we need to make sure we are prepared for that. And that's our goal this year, is to be prepared for those kind of emergencies or unexpected things. If we move down to our digital bills, I was contemplating whether to share our mortgage amount, but I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So we pay our mortgage weekly, and the reason why we do that is because interest is calculated daily. So to pay off our house just that little bit quicker, we've decided to make weekly payments instead of monthly payments. And so we pay $800 per week. The other benefit of doing it weekly is when you have those months with 5 weeks instead of 4, you are paying an extra week towards that mortgage. And I've kind of worked it out a little bit where if we do that this year, by the end of the year, we should have 1 month ahead in our mortgage payment. So hopefully that works out for us. So we pay $800 a week, and if we times that by 52, our yearly mortgage payment is $41,600. Now, school fees, our kids all do attend a private school. That was a decision we made for our children. It's not necessary. The public system is great. And, I have a friend that always says all the teachers graduated from the same uni. So wherever you go, the teachers are great, but that was just a personal decision we made. And so for our school fees for 4 kids, we pay $4,500 per year. So that's going to stay the same in our yearly amount. Something that some people tend to miss are those bank fees. So we have a $400 yearly bank fee that needs to be paid. And so that stays the same when it comes to the yearly amount column. In our council rates, we haven't received one yet, but we did call and ask just to be prepared, and that's $420 per quarter. So $420 per quarter, and there's 4 quarters in the year. So that means it's $1,680 for the year. Now, with the water, they couldn't tell us the exact amount, but they gave us a bit of a background with the service fee and then the supply fees and also the usage. So we've estimated approximately $400 per quarter. Now, this may be more, maybe a little less. I don't anticipate it being less. It might be a little more. And if it is, at that time, we will make some small changes in the rest of our budget to accompany for that. So 400 times 4 quarters is 1,600. Our internet, we pay, $99 a month, but I'm going to just round it to $100. And so that would be $1,200 for the year for our internet service. My mobile phone, our mobile phone is $57 per month. And in the year, that will be $684. I have a subscription with DBs for Dropbox. It's $18 something, but I'm rounding it up to $19 per month. And that would be $228 in the year. Now, I know if you get those subscriptions and you buy them for the whole year as opposed to month, it works out to be a little bit cheaper, but I'm not in the position to do that just yet. And that's the same with Netflix. It's $17 a month. And that works out to be $204 per year. Microsoft Office is $13 a month. And so that's $156 for the year. We also have a printer service and printer. Because it's on a contract, even if we cancelled it, we'd still have to pay the contract fee. So it wasn't worth it to cancel. It's better to just keep it and finish off our time with them. And that's $160 per month. My partner is self-employed to an extent, and so he did need it at one point, but it's no longer a necessity. But like I said, if we do cancel, we will be liable for the full amount anyway. So that works out to be $1,920. I'm hoping that in 2024 we won't have this anymore because that's a large amount of money. Electricity. I try to pay fortnightly amounts. Well, I do pay fortnightly amounts so that when the bill does come, it's not a large amount of money to pay. And I'm on a plan with them for $60 a fortnight. So I'm going to times that by 26, and that's $1,560. I hope that does cover our electricity. If there is a difference, I will make cuts in our budget elsewhere to cover the balance. And that's why I'm hoping this year to have a buffer, and so that can cover those extra bills and expenses. So that's something we're going to work on this year. Our building insurance is $40 a fortnight. And so we times that by 26, and that's $1,040. Our contents insurance is $17 a fortnight. And that comes to $442 for the year. Car insurance is $70 a fortnight. So 70 per fortnight, and that comes to $1,820 for the year. And I understand that with these, if you have them in a package, it's much cheaper. And also if you pay for the whole year, it's much cheaper. But like I mentioned, we're not in that position yet. And we are trying to figure out how to consolidate these to get them to bring the amounts down. Our debts, we have 3 debts that we have a payment plan with each, and I'm hoping to get rid of 2 of these debts by the end of 2023. Hopefully we can be successful with that. But my agreement with them is $20 a fortnight for debt 1, which makes it $520 for the year. And these debts all don't have any interest. Debt number 2 is $50 a fortnight. And so that comes to $1,300 for the year. And same with debt number 3. It's the same amount. So those are all of our bills and our yearly amounts. So what we're going to do is we're going to add up the yearly amount and see what our bills come to. So our yearly bills come to $62,154, which is a lot of money. Moving along to our cash and variable expenses. So these these expenses are pretty much our necessities. So we budget $200 to $250 per week for our groceries. Excuse me. And I do sometimes decrease that amount if I have something going on and I need extra money, and I meal plan to to make that cut. So if we have 250 and we're 52 weeks in the year, we are spending $13,000 on groceries a year approximately. We usually budget $50 a week for petrol. And so that's 2,600. These are just approximate. Sometimes they do change. Sometimes I need to increase them a little and sometimes I decrease them. And when I do that, I make adjustments into our sinking funds and other goals. I budget $20 for the kids per week. And that comes to $1,040. Personal, we've decided to give ourselves $50 each a week instead of $100 each, to try to help our budget, and that comes to $5,200. And personal is for things like, if we want to buy each other something, or we're out at work and we need lunch or we need a train ticket. That all comes from our personal spending. I'm budgeting $10 a week for miscellaneous and, just a buffer. So that comes to $520 for the year. And if we add those up, that comes to $22,360. So what I'm just going to do quickly, so I know what I'm working with in our sinking funds, is I'm just going to take our income minus our bills minus our variable expenses. And so we're left with 25986. And I'm just going to make a note of that. I'll just do that down here. And so that's what I'm able to use for our sinking funds. Okay, so we're moving along to our sinking funds. It did stop recording, so I'll add these two clips together. And I was just saying, with the sinking funds, I haven't really pre-planned to see whether it fits my budget. And if it doesn't, that just means I would have to make some changes in those funds later on, or try to figure out what we can do to meet our target goals. So for emergency and savings, I'm planning to put $100 a week at minimum. And so that comes to $5,200 for the year. In my 1 month ahead, which I would be grateful if I can achieve that goal by the end of the year, I'm hoping to be able to put $40 a week. So that would bring that to 2080. And this is planning 1 month ahead for our bills and our variable expenses, excluding our mortgage. Our extra debt snowball is going to be $40 per month, because I would have paid off the debt with that minimum payment. So 40 times 12 is 480. I hope I'm able to add extra to that, but if not, I will be happy to just start the process with that debt snowball and get as much of my debts paid off in the coming year. For our Christmas and getaway, I I can pay $25 a week, or I'm hoping to be able to do that. And so that would bring my yearly amount to $1,300. Now, with these sinking funds, I do hope I can add extra. I'm just right now calculating my bare minimum goal. So what I would like to be able to add in. And so with events and gifts, I'm hoping to put $20 a week, and that would give us $1,040 for the year. Special occasions will be $10 a week, and that's $520 for the year. And same with all of those, my kids' milestones. I'm planning to add $10 at minimum a week. And that would also bring them to $520 each for the entire year. And they would just continue to roll over once, you know, if one has a birthday in March, for example, whatever's in their envelope they will use, and then we will continue to build their envelope or their fund for the following year. So this should just be continuous. With car maintenance, I was previously putting in good amounts, but with our new budget that I've been trying and testing out, I'm hoping to add at least $40 a week, and $2,080 should cover registration and hopefully all the maintenance that we need. If something does come up extra and we are unable to afford it, that's when we'd have to dig into our savings and whatever we've got there. PO Box is a yearly bill, so that stays at approximately $200 for the year. And back to school, this year I had budgeted $2,000. I spoke with the schools, and a lot of the things that we are purchasing this year won't be needed for the next year and the coming years after that. So I'm going to bring that down to $1,500 for the year and hope for the best. And again, if that doesn't cover, I would have to dig into my savings. For fun and holidays, I'm hoping to be able to put $40 a week, and this would cover weekend fun, school holidays, any kind of outings that we'd like to do as a family. So that becomes $2,080. You don't realize how much you're spending throughout the year until you calculate it annually. So $40 a week comes to $2,000 approximately for the whole year, which is a really good amount of money. If we can't, these are not necessities, so we would have to make cuts. School expenses, I think $10 a week is a good amount. And this usually covers any extra field trips that they have, those small events that they have at school, and school photos. Self-care, I need to budget $30 a week to cover all the family haircuts and other small self-care things that we need to take care of. So that's going to be $1,560. Although we are a big family, I'm going to be budgeting just $20 a week for clothes and hope for the best. I know $1,040 for 7 people, kids growing out of their clothes, seasons changing. It's not a lot. We are happy to buy pre-owned clothes and get hand-me-downs. So hopefully it does work out. If it doesn't, and we do need some extras, I would have to make cuts in the budget elsewhere. Household, I'm also planning to put in at least $20 a week. Being homeowners, this is our first time, so we don't really know what's involved. If we need, money for something breaks or gets wrecked in the, ruined in the house and we need to replace it, $1,000 probably won't cover it. And that's where our savings would have to come in. So it's really important for us to build our savings. And because we are going to be putting in a few weeks extra in our mortgage, if ever we did need extra funds for any reason that's considered an emergency, we can take it from there. So hopefully we don't need to do that, but if we do, we will hopefully have that money, those funds there. Medical and dental is a priority. So I give it $40 a week, and I try to add as much as I can whenever I have some extra money. And we do live in Australia and have Medicare, which covers most of our medical treatments and some of the dental for the kids. But specialist appointments, physio, any extra services are not fully covered. You do get some money back, but you do need to make some out-of-pocket payments. So I feel that this category is really important, and if I could add more to it, I definitely will. Miscellaneous, I'll add $5 a week. So we'll see, that's $260 a year. And we do have our miscellaneous $10 in our weekly expenses. So hopefully that should be fine. If we can build that up more, that would be great. And give, I've always just been doing $5 a fortnight. I would love to do more, and if I do get that opportunity in the future, I will. But that's at the moment my what I can afford. So I'm going to go ahead and add up the yearly amounts. I'm going to leave challenges blank, and if I do have money left, I will add an amount here. But it is very difficult for me to do challenges just because of our budget. Like I mentioned, we do get a good amount of income in the year, but it does go very quickly with all of the expenses involved in our household and to, run our life. So I hope I can, but if I can't, then that's okay. One step at a time. I forgot what I'm up to. I need to start again. Okay. Six of those. I really, really hope I can make this budget work. We will soon find out if the numbers add up. So our total comes to $25,710, and we had 25,986 minus 250. So we're gonna have a balance of, I cannot budget for this at the moment. That's going to be from some rollover or extra. So let's go ahead and do our final calculations to make sure. So we have a yearly income of 110,500. Our total bills are 62,154. Our cash expenses are 22,360. And our sinking funds are 25,710. So we need to take these away. So we will have $276 left, which is not a lot of money to be left with at the end. And this is this is just the bare minimum. I'm hoping to be able to cover some challenges with that, some extra debt, building our savings, our 1 month ahead. And I can clearly see from this yearly budget that we've just created that I may need to have some weeks where I cut down my groceries, where I don't spend my personal money, where I don't put in a buffer. It's really hard to sacrifice that $20 a week for the kids. You know, they're just kids, and sometimes they want McDonald's ice cream or frozen drinks or, you know, candy. Our grocery budget isn't really a lot. We've really meal plan, and this covers, you know, our dinners, our lunches, breakfast, snacks, nappies, baby formula, school snacks and lunches. Our $250 grocery budget, I really focus and meal plan and shop around to get good deals so that I can afford to cover everything else and have a smaller budget for the groceries. And sometimes, if you've seen in the past, I have it less at $200 sometimes, and add that $50 into the sinking funds to try to build them up a little more. So I can clearly see from our annual budget that this coming year, 2023, is going to be a little bit tight. I'm happy that we did put it out on paper and pen to get a visual and an understanding of where we're at, and to understand that we really need to focus to make our income work for our family the best that it can. I need to be cautious in our sinking funds and our spending if I want to meet my yearly goals of having my 1 month ahead, having my emergency and savings, and paying off the extra debt. So I hope this was all clear. I hope you enjoyed this video and it gave you some ideas, or what to look for in your budget, and how to really how an annual budget can help you and put you in the correct mindset for the year to come. I thank you all for watching. Again, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for sticking around to the end. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, comment below if there's anything you would like to know. We will see you next time. Stay safe, everyone, and bye. Bye, everyone.